outlaw days and have come into the times now where it's like you're filing taxes and transporting pounds of cannabis and such and making it into these scientific things, and it's hardly the plant anymore. For me, it's all about getting black to the plant and using full spectrum cannabis in your food, in your diet, in your drink. Carefully though, don't operate heavy machinery when you're smoking on some cannabis, because your ass just might not make it. So we got the greens in there. That's a mixture of all the greens, and we're gonna let this cook for a little bit. We're gonna add some more salt, layer in that, some more pepper. All the cooks out there appreciate that. And realistically, now it's time to make that drink we were talking about. So I can set some of this stuff to the side and get on with the Couve Donkey. The Couve Donkey. Real simple. Like I said, I brought the cheap whiskey out for this one. The real cheap whiskey. Got some limes. Ginger simple syrup, real simple, equal parts water, equal parts sugar. You can make it out of honey if you don't want to use the White Death sugar. We got the cannabis infused whiskey. We got the Whistle Pig. Carla's going to be drinking the first one, so I think we're going to dip into the 12-year. We're going to use the cheapest whiskey first, folks. 12-year Whistle Pig. Just do a Google search real quick. Yeah. Ginger ale. You can make your own ginger ale. You can buy it, Canada Dry, whatever. It's all good, whichever one you want. We use mason jars because we're south of the Mason line, north of the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah. I live on both sides, so it's a Dixie cup or a mason jar, whichever one you want to call it, just not a red Solo cup. And I know I got some whiskey friends out there that are probably watching, like, Sean, are you ready to go pick some morels, damn it? I'm ready to get in the woods and go pick morels, bro, and drink some whiskey. Daydream Electroforming. What are you doing dipping those gold nuggets? I got some bitters, orange bitters, and some ice. I'm going to fill this cup about 3/4 the way full of ice. I'm going to get some lime juice going. As much lime juice. It's about 2 ounces of everything. So 2 ounces of whiskey, 2 ounces of simple syrup, 2 ounces of lime juice, and 3/4 of a glass of ice cubes. Crushed ice, smaller ice cubes are better. We got the soup simmering here. Get some nice hefty squeezes of some lime juice in there. I hope you guys are having a good 420 today. I really am. I want to thank everybody for making this possible for me, for sure. There's some good people out there in the industry that I've ran into all over. And thanks are always in store and always do. Much appreciated, much humbled for the opportunities that y'all give me. So we got the lime juice in there now, about 2 ounces of lime juice. I'm going to get the jigger out because drinks are about a jigger, you know what I mean? They're about a jigger. This one is 1.5, this one's 2. So these Japanese style jiggers, they make things real easy. Real easy. So like I said, 2, 2, and 2. I'll start with the simple syrup. 2 ounces of simple syrup. Ginger simple syrup. We also make this with madrone bark. We make it with a bunch of different things. 2 ounces lime juice. That Whistle Pig. Oh, Carla gets the 12-year. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. If you guys can, the nose on this is like the nose on some 9-pound hammer. Those up here in the Pacific Northwest know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm sure y'all smoke some 9-pound hammer all around. And then some bitters, get some orange bitters. Real simple orange bitters, you can make your own. And when you're adding bitters to a drink, you're supposed to add the bitters like you were adding hot sauce to a burrito. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't be scared. The lid's on this one, but don't be scared. Get that shit in there. Shake it in there. Orange bitters, like 3 good shots. And I'm going to go with a half ounce of cannabis whiskey for Carla because it's 420. Notice the color on that one. Thanks for Magical Butter for making that MB2E possible so I can make that cannabis whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Some more lime. Ginger ale. Top it off with ginger ale. Big fancy drink spoons. Y'all get one. I think this one was handmade somewhere in New York City, I believe. But get your stir on. This isn't a shake and drink. We're in the country. Get your stir on. Yeah. A lime wedge. That metal straw, because we're trying to save the environment. Get them from hemp. They're made out of hemp, you guys. Metal straw and that hemp leaf. You gotta love the sour tsunami.
Would you like to hear some of the comments from people?
Oh yeah, let me know about the comments. And I'm gonna top it off with a little sour tsunami leaf, because cannabis is the way to go. I'm gonna take a drink before I give it to Carla, because that 12-year whiskey is just damn good. Oh shizzle. Yep. Damn. There you go. All right. We're going to get at this. Let me know when you're ready to come over here and drink that when the soup gets done, because I want another sip of that, because that is damn good. That was the Couve Donkey. Real simple. 2 ounces of whiskey, 2 ounces of ginger simple syrup, 2 ounces of lime juice, ice, 3/4 of the way full. That's a 16-ounce glass, metal straw, hemp leaf, lime. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. All right. So we got to get back to this soup now. How long have we been on this show? About 10, 20 minutes? Are we deep into it? Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's telling me. What kind of comments there are, Carla? What kind of comments you got?
Minutes.
This soup is looking wicked good. Another round of salt and pepper. Know your salt. Know your pepper. Know where they come from. If you can find a small farm that's doing single origin peppercorns somewhere in India, get them there. We don't grow much peppercorns here in the United States. If you can find local sea salt, these sea salt flakes are from Netards Bay. It's like over there, 72 miles. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Ben Jacobson. I love you.
I can see that they are commenting.
All right, so we're getting this soup going. We're at a slow rumble. And the next thing, while the soup is still going, is country fried dandelion greens with MILF-style ranch dipping sauce. That MILF-style ranch dipping sauce is homemade ranch. Ain't no need to buy it. Make it at home, like the mom that you would like to find making it.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's like, it's live. We just finished up. So
I hope you're all having a good, happy 420. Nobody ever thought we would be live cooking with cannabis in 2020, being paid by the government to sit at home and smoke weed for a month or two. I kind of like that. Thank you very much. So we're going to get on with the dandelions. Tempura.
Sorry, Sebastian, you got about a half hour left.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, baby. I'm on it. I'm all good. Half hour left, John says. So we're going to fry some dandelions up. Dandelions are real simple. It's a real simple recipe while the soup is cooking. We got dandelions from the yard. Get out in the yard, get the dandelions. They're edible. They're edible, folks. No spray, no peat. You don't want no spray, no peat. So I got dandelions. I got half a cup of cornstarch. This is a simple tempura. half a cup of all-purpose flour, baking powder, half teaspoon, pinch of kosher salt. I'm gonna turn the stoup down. We're at about 32, 33 minutes, John says. The fryer is on, which means that we'll be able to get going on this here in a second. And club soda. Definitely want some ice cold club soda. You know what I'm saying? Extra ice cube in there to keep this batter nice and it's tempura, it's real tempura, so it's light. You don't want to overmix it. It's okay if there's a lump or two. It's totally okay. And this is a dredgy style. So you don't need to do double dip. You don't need to go into flour or anything. It's real light, real lacy. Can you give me like a quarter cup more of flour, please? I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. Little bit more flour to that bad boy. Hey, Carla in the background. I think our kitchen is right there, huh? Thank you very much. A little bit of extra flour in there. Oh yes, perfect. Perfect. Y'all ever made fried dandelions? You should try some fried nettles and some fried cannabis leaves. You want me to throw one of those in there too, huh?
The nettles specifically.
All right. All right. So we'll do a couple of cannabis leaves with the dandelions. And we'll do some nettles because those nettles are damn good fried, especially those top ones right there. Those little tips. Favorite restaurant of ours up in Seattle is called Adana, and Chef Shota makes these fried dandelion greens for us when we bring them up to nettles. All right, so the fryer's on, the batter's done. I'm actually going to sit this aside for a second and let this batter sit and let the flour get a little rest to it. And we're going to put together the smoky MILF-style ranch dressing. I'm going to turn the soup down. We got niceness on that soup. All right. So, style ranch right here. Mayo. Sour cream. About half cup. A little buttermilk. It wouldn't be MILF style ranch if you didn't have no tart ass buttermilk in it, would it? For me, one of the best parts, being here in the Pacific Northwest, being around Fairwinds Cannabis, this right here is the Fairwinds Cannabis Sriracha. Yes, 100 milligrams of THC in this, packed in this little bottle. And it's fucking hot, man. Me, I'm all about it. So it's getting a nice hefty dose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thank you. We're going to get some green crack in this too, because True Terpenes sent some terpenes over for us to get green cracky with. We was going to get some sour tsunami, but you know. Brian, mad love, man. Chopped fresh herbs, can be dill, can be parsley, anything young and green that's coming up in the garden. Get that in there. Some dry herbs, granulated garlic, granulated onion, a little bit of dill, a little bit of wild fennel that we picked and dried. Real simple. And some smoked chipotle adobo, which is the pureed contents of a can of chipotles. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. And we're just going to give this a nice little mix, and we will consider our smoky MILF-style ranch dip done. Got a nice little hue to it. Terpenes are bumping in there. You can smell them. Nice pink color. Looks like secret sauce, not like ranch, but that's smoky red chipotle in there. I'm gonna add the rest of the buttermilk. That fills the quarter cup of buttermilk. Incorporate that in there. And if you want more sriracha or more heat, by all means, Fairlands is right around the corner. You can add as much as you'd like. I'm sure Stevie would like that. Randy and James, big shout out to you for having a damn good cannabis company. One of the best in the state, in my mind. We got the dip. We got the dip. We're gonna set our little skillet up. We're gonna use some hemp, some sour tsunami for a grease trap to catch some grease. And chefs like to make shit fancy, you know. Well, they try to anyways. We all try to. Most of the time, just simple food like from your grandma is the most beautiful looking. Shout out to any of my family members if you jumped over and started watching. Mad love to all of you. That includes that cannabis family. All right, so we got the Smoky Mill style ranch. The skillet's set up, ready for the fried fry. This is definitely where the tweezers come into play at. Or the hands, we just do the hands, you know what I mean? Soup is going good. We'll add the meat and everything to the soup. I hope you all wrote that down. The recipes you can get pretty much anywhere. I Instagram Chef Sebastian Carosi, chef_Sebastian_Carosi. Best way to get at me, you can find almost all my recipes there. I'm dipping these dandelions in this batter. Right? I'm actually going to get about 3 or 4 of them ready to so I can get going in there fast. Yeah. Good thing Carla grabbed me one of those blue towels to wipe my hands off with. She's all over it. Nobody ever sees the people behind the scenes. Stick your face around there and say hi real quick. Yeah. Just know that I couldn't do this shit without somebody that knew what they were doing. I'm over there finding dandelions and weed. Remember all those folks that was like, "You never gonna make it nowhere." Frying weed. This is like the 6th time I've said weed in 10 years. Usually it's cannabis. We got all politically correct, and now it's cannabis. So the soup is going really good. Those potatoes are nice and tender. I'm sure our time restraints are getting there. I'm going to dip all of these in here. So we got a nice little fry, some nettles, some dandelion greens, as John calls it, hippie food. We're all about hippie food. And you know, he's just busting. He's a hippie at heart. One of the best dudes out there. I love it. So we got the tempura batter on all the leaves. I'm sure the cannabis leaf won't fry up all pretty like a cannabis leaf because it's all stuck together, but we'll get these in the fryer. That fryer's like 365 degrees. 365 degrees, I believe. Thanks for the towel, Pumpkin. And I just got a little tray to catch the excess. And we're gonna go right in this fryer with these bad boys. Dandelions first. Don't be scared. Oh, if you could only see these buggers frying up. They are beautiful. And if you weren't all the way down in LA, I'll be sending you one of these. I'm going to get those out, and then I'll do another cannabis leaf or 2. Can't believe you guys got me frying these damn things, too. I knew you'd do that. Oh, baby. These look good. It's funny how these little things get us excited, huh? I'm just flipping them over. Glad that we got a little fryer in the house. That makes things easy. These fritters are looking fantabulous, folks. Happy 420. Happy 420 to all the cannabis farmers out there. all the video techs, all the truck drivers getting us goods right now, all the hospital workers during this crazy ass time, all the people that are making masks, and the grocery store workers, and the farmers putting food in the grocery stores. First ones are done, and they are sweet looking. I just want to let you know that I'm gonna get some Jacobson sea salt on these, and I'm gonna pass them to Karma so she can just show you on the camera. She can even pick one up if she wants and show you right there in the little camera view. Oh yeah! Fried dandelions from the front yard on high times. What y'all cooking? Let's get the nettles done and the cannabis leaves. What y'all cooking on 420? What are you cannabis chefs cooking? These nettles are tempered up beautifully. Oh, and the cannabis leaf opens up. Oh my goodness. You guys are gonna love this. How'd you get me to fry some damn cannabis leaves on here? Thought I was just supposed to fry dandelions. And I got made fun of from John for frying the damn dandelions. I'm setting this over there. It's not like it's in the kitchen. Wipe my hands off. And since I'm at home and you guys can't really like mess with me, you know damn well I'm getting into one of these because I got to. If you don't eat what you make, how you gonna do it? Babe, you want one of these? Here, one of these. Dip it in there. Turn around. Turn around. Hey, you want your napkin back? There you go. Thank you very much. How's that? All right. Oh damn! What are you doing? I'm gonna fry some more now. Where's that batter at? I need to have like at least 7 or 8 of them on there for the plate. For the plate up. All the chefs coming to the pass, huh? Coming to the pass in the damn living room with all the to-go food for all the coronavirus people, and I love it. Switching your restaurants up, switching your programs up. Even people like High Times got to switch stuff up. Everybody's switching everything up. I love it. Making people stay on their toes in the kitchen. That's what we always do. 7 minutes. All right, so I'm going to fry these up. I don't know if you guys saw these, but we got some nettles and some cannabis leaves too. Oh, are those so cute. Jacobson sea salt. So crispy fried nettles, crispy fried cannabis leaves, crispy cannabis leaves. Nice, that's real good in the dip. And a bunch of fried dandelion greens, as we like to call it, hippie food. Yeah, there you go. Country fried dandelion greens. I mean, flowers and greens. Yeah, with that smoky milk style ranch. Eat up, baby. I need to finish the soup up. We got like 7 minutes. Soup is on the menu. Let's get the soup done. All right. Belt motor. Mandatory to have a belt motor. Handheld burr mixer. Okay. We're going to add some of the fresh greens. Give them a little chop. Another layer of salt and pepper. And this soup is finished. I'm going to add some more kale. Some more nettle. And when we're not on the set with you guys, better believe I'm just going to sit here and fry some more damn dandelion flowers because Carla's eating them all, and I got like 1.
Don't put something like that in front of me. Not.
So the second round of greens, so that our soup is nice and green. I'm not adding the sausage yet, but don't forget it. A nice, healthy, another handful of hemp leaves because those break down real easy. Hemp, cannabis, whatever you want. I'm going to turn this up for a second. And then I'm going to get the boat motor in there, give it a little puree. And this soup will be done. Actually, I got to put the sausage back in there. And the soup doesn't really get a garnish. It's just a country beauty, you know. I'm going to add a little bit more water, a little bit more salt. few grinds of fresh pepper. And we're going to take the boat motor to this and give it a semi-puree. And when I say semi, I mean semi. Because we don't want to puree. This is like a stew, like I said, a cross between a soup and a stew. And be careful with the boat motor. You don't want to get things everywhere. It will. Puree the potatoes. Don't puree them, I mean break them up a little bit. And that's the reason why you don't have the sausage in here right now. You don't want to try to get the sausage through one of these machines. It wouldn't be a nice thing. The metals sometimes are hard to push through. But we just want to break stuff up. It's not a puree, like I said. Whoops, sorry about that. So we got a semi-good puree on this right now. And I am going to, believe it or not, I'm going to add some more greens because I feel like it needs some more green. And our time is just on. We're coming towards the end of this show. And I really appreciate everybody that tuned in. I got about 2 more minutes. I'm going to finish this up, puree these greens. Get me a bowl. I'm going to eat a bowl. No, I got a bowl. I didn't mean give me a bowl, baby. I'm going to give me a bowl of soup. Yeah, I appreciate that. A bowl of soup with Carla and enjoy my 420. Let me plate this up, finish it up. You guys will see this soup. Real simple soup. So I'm going to add the sausage back in there. The linguiça. Oh, yeah.
Man, if they only had smell vision.
Seriously, huh? Get us a ladle. Get us a couple of spoons. Kept my area pretty clean. Like that. Guys, I hope you had a ridiculously good 420. I hope you are able to enjoy your families, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy some stew. Yeah, I did say stew. Make sure that you get it my Instagram page, get it High Times Instagram page, get it everybody's Instagram page. Give us some likes. Go see what's going on in the world. Try some stew. Come on over here, Pumpkin. Have a drink. Drink some whiskey. Eat some fried dandelions. Who in the hell ever thought we'd be on High Times frying up dandelions? All you chefs out there, get at that new agricultural ingredient. That's cannabis and hemp. It's not only smoked, it's not only made into isolates and things like that, but it's naturally ready for the most pure form of vegetable protein available to us in plant form. There's nothing out there that's better. I know we all smoked it for a long time and enjoyed it in many ways, but times are changing. Times are changing.
Well, thank you so much, Chef, for teaching us all how to make these wonderful looking hippie foods. Can't wait to make some myself.
John, I hope you know how much I love you, man.
Great. Always a pleasure, my friend. Great to have you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Happy 420, everybody.
fool. I'm a fool.
I know, Sally, but I don't mind. And your parents knew what their kids were doing even.
If my mother and dad had come to places like this, I wouldn't be here now.
It's awfully good of you to say that, Morgan.
All right.
Oh, here's Elaine now.
Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Hello, dear.
Hello, Morgan.
I'll get my things.
All right. Good night, Mother. Morgan and I will be running along now. Don't be lonesome. No, I won't. Your sister will be home early. Where is Burma tonight? She went over to her friend Jones to do homework. That's good. Now, don't worry about Burma. I know she's high-spirited. And you know Morgan's family. I understand. And Burma is just as anxious to see you safely married as I am. I'm sure she is.
Ready, dear?
Righto. You all go along. I won't be lonely. I'll be working on your trousseau.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
What are you laughing at, Burma? Oh, I'm enjoying the holes of higher learning joint.
Ah, this is just the beginning. Soon I'll be working, and then we'll go to the high rolling places.
So you consider me one of the nation's nifties?
Oh, you'll have your big moments. Wait till Dick makes his million, then your mother won't care if you go out with him.
Well, you can't blame her. She knows that you can't even make love on an empty stomach.
Don't worry, Dick. You can always look forward to an old age pension. Here? Yeah. Over there. At the end of the bar. What a bump. Some of these kids are burning it up.
But that doesn't make them...
There you are.
Say, Billy, you promised me more than 2 beers tonight.
Why, I didn't expect to spend all my money in one place.
2 beers. For the lady.
Yes, sir.
I bet you can't put this on your head.
But I can.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, yes, I can.
Well, all right.
Well, you better help me.
Lay high and lay low. All by a tumbler of beer.
Thanks. You want to watch out for that amorous antique.
Why don't you sit at our table?
I'd go out of my way to be with so much youth and beauty. Drinks here. Or maybe cocktails for the ladies?
No, thank you. The beer here is very good.
Excuse me a moment. May I trouble you for a match?
My troubles are not matches. Oh, well. First thing we got onto was a nice slippery rock, so we started out right down the hill, head over heels again, and
I'm saying we hit that water just a
splash. Well, I gotta go. No, I mean home. Well, that puppy over there gives me an idea. What do you say we have a weenie roast next Saturday? Yeah, but where?
And if we can get the weenies?
And if we can get the beer.
Why not try my beach place? It's stocked with plenty of both.
Well, what would the tariff be if we so decided?
Well, you'd be my guest, of course. Say, next Saturday night?
That's certainly nice, eh, pal? As one gentleman to another, that's swell.
Stop that, Dick.
I'm not doing anything. You like music, don't you?
Yes, but you were tickling my knee.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? I mean, music. Ah, come on. Haven't you got a little lovin' for a poor fella?
And you won't always be poor.
Now you're talking.
I know, but you won't always be poor.
Gee, I'm glad you feel that way.
Dick, stop.
But I'm not doing anything.
Well, if a couple of drinks are going to make you answer the call a while, I won't go with you anymore.
You're stopping me in my favorite sin. You're my girlfriend, aren't you?
Yes. But no honeymooning until after we're married. Hey, stop. Dick.
Oh, come on back, honey.
see how it feels to go home alone.
I'll teach her a lesson. I'll just let her walk home. Over your savage peeve, honey?
Quite late, isn't it, dear? Maybe.
Say, Mother,
Yes, dear.
all the other girls have evening gowns. Why can't I have one?
Why, dear?
I want one for Saturday night.
An evening gown. Don't be silly.
Oh, I never have anything.
I'll fix over that blue silk dress of Elaine's for you. She never wears it anymore. It will look real pretty on you.
Everything I have is Elaine's. Why can't I have something new of my very own?
You know, Burma, we must sacrifice a little for Elaine. After she's married, your turn will come.
Good night.
Did you get all your homework done? Did you get all your lessons tonight?
Yes, all of them.
That's what Joanne always says.
Well, I never know what to say when the teacher asks me.
Hey, don't forget we're going to the beach tonight.
I don't think I should, Dick. That homework alibi's wearing thin.
Well, you got by with it the other night, didn't you? And besides, that fellow Tony seems like a pretty grand person to know. Ah, they're not going to miss you as long as your sister's around.
Well, what kind of strategy would you suggest to bring me through the interference?
Leave it to Joanne again. She'll turn you out a healthy alibi.
Okay by me. So long.
So long.
Step up and take your choice. They're all alike.
Where's my drink? Where's my drink?
Coming right up.
I hope not.
Hey, wake up there.
said it wasn't loaded? This is going to be a slippery drink for sliding girls. Slippery girls. Droning at the bar when we put out to sea.
Is there anything here I haven't tried yet?
The funniest cigarettes I ever saw.
Funniest cigarettes I ever tasted. Here, Burma, try one of these on your algebra.
What are they?
I don't know.
We tried Tony's giggle water. Let's try his giggle weed.
You're acting like a fool, Burma. Don't be silly.
You're the one that's silly, because you're not silly. There's not a laugh left in your larynx. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
One hot lover coming right up.
One right peach coming right down.
Oh, for a worm's eye view of that.
How'd you know this was Saturday night?
Where's Joanne? Swimming in the moonlight. Ooh, let's go. What are we going to do for bathing suits? Well, we won't wear any. What? No bathing suit? No bathing suit.
Come on, you'd better ease up a little bit.
What's wrong?
Come on, I'll take you out on the beach and you can cool off.
Oh, that's a good idea. There's too many people around.
What?
There's too many people looking at it.
Oh, say, where are the girls?
Say, pal, can you fill this
Oh,
up for me?
boy.
about
Too
this?
busy. I'm going to fill these up.
Easy filling through, I guess.
Got to fill a lot.
Say, boys, look what we're missing.
Oh, well, listen, Jim, come on out here.
This bunch sure uses up the joy wheat, don't they?
Well, that's one way of creating business. When they're that age, they're not suspicious and easily hooked.
Oh, Dick, I love you. Will you always be crazy about me?
Why, of course I will, Burma. You know that.
Promise me, promise me.
Why, sure. You know I love you, honey.
You do love me, don't you?
Of course I do, Burma. You know that. Now, come on. Come on, let's get back inside. Hey, what's going on here?
Where's Joanne?
Joanne, why, I haven't seen her. Why, the last I saw of her, she was going to swim motorways.
Joanne! Joanne!
You kids are in a mess. This is what you've got to do. Under no circumstances are you to say you were in this house. The police will pass an innocent Winnie roast on the beach. But should they know of your actions here, that there's been a drinking party, nude bathing, an investigation will surely take place. And that will mean you're becoming wards of the juvenile court.
But it's always been that way, Mother. And I had no idea that she even mixed with such a crowd. Burma.
Yes, Mother.
You might have at least considered me, Burma. You know what this will mean to Morgan's family.
Oh, sure, it's always you who's to be considered.
My dear.
And how do you suppose I feel about Joanne?
Oh, my dear.
If it wasn't that Elaine gets all the sympathy and attention around this place, maybe I wouldn't have to go to beer halls and beach parties. Maybe I wouldn't have even gotten into this trouble. All I ever hear around this place is Elaine, Elaine, Elaine.
Perhaps there's some way we can still keep Burma's name out of this affair.
Oh, you keep quiet.
There must be some way we can keep her name out of it.
I'll sacrifice everything. Every penny if necessary to protect our name. To keep you and Morgan from being broken up. It's Elaine again. I was sorry at first when I caused you this trouble, but now I don't care. Use your little money and keep my name out of the beach drowning, and by all means marry Elaine off. You don't ever have to do anything more for me, either of you. just had to see you, Dick. These last 2 months since the accident have been unbearable. Nothing but quarrels with Mother and Elaine. I've made up my mind I won't live with him anymore. Dick, we've just got to get married.
Well, gee, Burma, you know how much I care for you, but I haven't any job. I couldn't support you.
You can find work, Dick. Take anything.
No. It's no use to even talk about it. Not until I can offer you some sort of security.
I didn't want to tell you, Dick, but there's another reason. Now I know something else. Dick, you must marry me.
Don't you worry, kid. I'll not let you down. We'll get married. I'll do anything. I'll see Tony. He'll make me a loan or give me a job.
Go ahead and talk to him. What difference does it make?
Here? Did you speak to him for me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. He'll talk to you. So long, Kate. I'll be seeing you.
What's on your mind, kid?
It was your beach party. Well, I got Burma in trouble. I want to marry her, but I haven't any money. Haven't a job. That's why I came to see you. I've got to marry her.
So, I'm elected to be the best man at your wedding.
Well, the kids didn't talk. It was all quieted down, all except Burma. I got to marry her.
I'm unable to spare any cash right now, but I might be able to put you in a way of making a little money for yourself.
Tell me, I'll do anything.
Of course, you've got to be a little careful. Sit down. I'll tell you about it.
If anybody says anything, leave it to me. We are carrying tea. That's all. Just tea. Come on.
What are you going to do about Dick?
Dick?
His being killed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. You knew it before I read it in the papers. He came to you for a job.
I'm sure I can't tell you anything.
You can tell me or explain it to the police.
I take it I'm being threatened?
You're not going to smile your way out of this. You got out of it when Joanne was drowned. But I'm not keeping quiet about Dick.
All right. Go ahead and talk. Your name wasn't mentioned in that beach affair, but of course, if you want the newspapers to bring in the both of us.
I don't care. I don't care who's brought in now. Dick's dead, and nothing else matters. In your grand and generous way, you took in a bunch of dumb kids, and one of them was drowned. And yesterday, when Dick came to you, you sent him out to be killed. Tony, I'm going to tell the police no matter what happens.
Listen, you little fool. You don't care about yourself, do you? But while I'm rotting in jail, what are you going to do about your baby?
Open that door.
I suppose it's going to be just a sweet little love child, won't it? And you'll give birth to it in your mother's or your sister's, Mrs. Morgan Stewart's home. Try this. It'll quiet your nerves. This is the point. Right now, you're in an unpleasant situation, and I'm the fellow who can help you out. I know how you feel. And I'm going to send you away to have your baby.
Elaine, we never gave her the sympathy and understanding she wanted. And now... I never realized, Mother. I'll do everything I can to find her and bring her home.
Well, dear, we'll be leaving in a few minutes.
Morgan, there's only one thing that mars my perfect happiness.
We mustn't let anything spoil our honeymoon. And when we get back, I'm going to do everything to help you find Burma.
Hey. Bring it along. Okay. Hello, Burma.
Gee, but I'm glad to see you.
You're certainly looking fine. How do you feel now? Strong? Well?
Oh, I guess I'm all right now. Soon I'll be able to leave here with my baby.
You know, Burma, I don't think you should.
I shouldn't what?
Well, you become attached to it.
Sure. You got to think of your future, Burma. I mean, it's not going to be so easy. That is for the kid to take care of.
But my baby must have a home.
Exactly. And very often, wealthy families are willing to adopt a baby like yours. Give it a fine home, education, and all the opportunities in life that you would never be able to.
As a matter of fact, Tony just learned of a responsible couple who is willing to take your baby.
But I want
Would that be quite fair to the child?
You got to think of yourself, Irma. Your chance to make something of yourself and get your share of things from life.
You're smart, good looking. And if you listen to me, you're going to make a lot of money.
Sure.
It's delicious. And I love it.
I'm glad of that, Burma. You're always going to have champagne. And you're going to have plenty.
You're right. I was born for the good things just as well as that sister of mine. Take it from me, Tony. I'm going to get enough money to make that sister of mine look like a piker. Can I take it?
You're doing all right, Blondie. The way your marijuana customers are hooked on the stronger stuff, like H&C, you'll soon be Ice Queen of the Snow Peddlers. Blondie.
Calling all cars. Calling all cars.
Oh, where is it? Oh, where is it?
The money?
All of it, except $5.
To hide your low short $5, you can do without your heroin.
Oh, but that's all I could get. You can't leave me like this.
And I came all this way.
You know the George is a drug addict. Nothing. If I have to do without it much longer, oh, don't you see, my husband, he will discover everything.
Why don't you make another connection? If you really want it, I might accept that ring for $5.
But it was my engagement ring.
Do you want this package or not? I'm the doll that should be sporting the rocks.
Oh,
Gloria.
oh, you don't mind a little bump, do you?
There, you're...
She's all right. Come on now.
She's doing all right, eh, Nick? I'll say she's the queen of the snow peddlers.
Listen, you guys. Have I got a $50,000 idea?
Hey, Tony, get a hold of these.
Wait. I gotta take a pop on this.
Yeah. Take another shot and it'll be a $100,000 idea. What is it?
I'm making a connection. And who do you suppose I see but my charming sister, Mrs. Morgan Stewart, no less. Not only that, but what have she and her wealthy husband got but a kid? Does that give you an idea? Get it?
Well, you mean that,
That's just what I mean. When we snatch the kid, Elaine will suffer the torments of hell. Then after they dig up to get the kid back, we're in the 50 grand that the Morgan Stewarts are out.
But Blondie, you know what the rap is for a snatch job?
That's the beauty of it. There won't be any rap. Could a well-known society dame tell the world it's her own sister who stole her kid? Come on, you little bat, drink this.
Oh, don't make her cry, Blondie.
She's too stubborn to even bawl. Gee, how the little beast reminds me of my sister.
It sure has a lot of spunk.
She has at that. Just like me when I was a kid.
Blondie. You're making contact in a half an hour.
Yeah, and you better get started, too. Come on. Now you're going to bring this for Nicky, huh? Oh, come on.
Helen, why haven't you been wearing your ring lately?
Oh, my ring, yes. I hated to tell you.
Tell me. Tell me what?
Why, someone snatched it. I don't remember. It was one day when I was taking a nap.
It couldn't have been one of our friends. That blonde woman who visits you sometimes. Was she here?
Don't ask me. I don't want to talk about it. I'm terribly disturbed. What?
Lawrence, you better take Dean and ride out and see if you can locate Blondie.
What this?
Rabbit.
And this?
Nice horsey. Bad horsey.
But horsey. And what's this now?
Nice horsey.
Right. Nice horsey.
Show me some more.
I suppose I have to.
You're tickly. Where's the kitty?
The kitty? Let me see. Must be someplace around here. Here he comes.
Meow. Nice kitty. Nice kitty. Where's the kitty's tail?
Well, where is the kitty's tail? Let me see.
Listen, Sugar.
Is that my mother?
We shall sit down. He be a very bad man. So close your eyes and keep quiet. Remember, he might be a bad man.
Who's in this with you? Who's the other guy? Oh, you won't talk, eh? He'll visit. Look at that. What a spook. We come up here to get a ring and run into a load of dope. Look. Stuart Child.
Is that you, Mr. Stewart?
Why, yes.
Does that satisfy you?
Yes.
Give me the 50,000 and your child will be home in an hour.
I'm not going to pay any ransom. We'll take the baby back with a promise not to cause you any trouble. You see, the child isn't really ours.
What do you mean?
It was born to my wife's sister 3 years ago when she disappeared.
Wife's sister?
Yes, we adopted it out of sentiment for her.
Your child will be back tonight.
What? Why, you are right. They are not from the fire department.
If you listen to me, you're going to make a lot of money.
That's right, Burma. Tony just learned a responsible couple is willing to adopt your baby.
But my baby must have a home.
But I want to keep my baby. Why, sister? It's Elaine again. Elaine, 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 Elaine!
I'll need a heavy dope to face the game.
(2012) after
So, namaste. So today we're going to be doing a can of butter. So the great thing about a can of butter is that you can use it to basically put in anything that requires butter. So you can do it on savory dishes, on vegetables, on a piece of toast. Today we're gonna do the French toast infusion. And also, if there's any vegans, plant-based out there, you're just sensitive to dairy, you know, good oil. So avocado oil, olive oil, anything of your choice. So when doing a canna butter, to THC. So you simply start by breaking up your weed like you're rolling a joint, nothing too thin. So you put it out on a piece of parchment paper and a sheet pan that I have here, and you're going to set your oven to 235 degrees and cook around 60 to 90 minutes. So you want to keep checking on the weed because some old drier weed is going to cook really quickly, and the more moist dank weed is going to take a little bit of longer, and you want to slow cook it. You don't want to just hurry up and heat it up. So once your herb is nice and toasty, you pull it out of the oven, and then you're going to take your give you that experience you want to put in your food. And what kind of bud do you ask? Well, you can use any type of herb that you want. You can do a blend of CBD, you can do THC. I don't know much about weed. Just whatever weed you want, okay? You can do, so the recipe calls for about 10 grams per 1 cup of butter or whatever oil you're going to be using, whether that's coconut oil, your avocado oil. So it's 10 grams per 1 cup of oil. So get yourself a good pot. You can use a stock pot, anything that you have in your kitchen. This personally, I love this pot so much. It's a Dutch oven and it gets very hot because it's cast iron on the inside, and you can also put it inside of your oven and bake things that way. So I personally love this pot. If you can make a good investment, highly recommend. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your butter, 1 cup of butter, put it in your pot, melt it down. So the point of decarbing the weed is you want to suck out all of that THC. It's like an infusion. So you're sucking out the flavors from the herb, and you just want to have it on a low simmer. So this isn't something that's very quick. It's something that's nice and slow.
Link from the post, right?
Just make sure it's not the B5 student. You have to check out.
You're going to get a mason jar or a glass bowl, whatever you can have your butter in. You can either use a sift because it's very fine, because you want to strain out the herb. So you make sure that it's not going into the butter. You can also use, if you have at home, a cheesecloth. So you can put your infusion in here and let it slowly come out. And you don't squeeze it like this because you don't want to push out any of the weed fragments. Okay, French toast. Who doesn't love French toast? It's a classic. It's one of my favorites that I grew up on. So the basics to any really delicious French toast is some good bread or any bread that you guys have in your pantry right now.
What up, you
Some
guys?
diced
Happy
eggs.
420.
So think about 2
Chilling.
eggs per
What up?
person
What's up, everyone?
and a little bit of
Got this,
milk.
yeah.
I'm using
Good.
almond
For
milk
the next
today
half an
to
hour or
create
so.
a nice creamy thickness.
Smoking on what's called teriyaki bread. Looks super bomb. My homie in Oceanside is and he is just a master of the craft. Teriyaki gardens, and it's so fire. This one's a Kimbo Kush crossed with a grandpa's breath, so it leans a little bit more on like the Hindu Kush Afghani side of things, which is my favorite. It's fucking fire.
My boys at Clover here in San Diego have been fucking hooked me up big time too. Those guys are amazing. They like super big supporters of the local art and music scene. My boy Memorex and Susio both work there, and they have got the best product, man. They're down by the airport, and yeah, those guys.
I want to go
Clover with a K.
check that out next time.
If you're in San Diego, that's your hookup right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can probably start blazing. It's not 420 yet, but since we're not going to be doing the 420 sesh, at least on the High Times one, we could probably just keep this one running on through on the Desert Hearts page, but might as well start token, huh?
So everyone grab up. Let's light up together.
Yeah. Happy 420.
Oh yeah.
Literally. Yeah, I am a smoking a bread. Yeah, I am smoking a lemon, it's a super lemon sherbet or something.
Nice. So like probably like a super lemon haze with a cookies cross or something, right?
I think so.
I'm literally blazing like this fucking old ass weed that mom and dad gave me. It's like the worst. I'm all out of the.
I keep hearing about this weed.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we got some for Christmas. So
That would last me like a day.
Yeah, it's like a nice joint.
So
Yeah.
so shot. It's like
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's like a bunch of There's a bunch of stems in here and shit.
I thought times were tough over here.
You pulled it out of your
Times
wig.
are tough. Times are tough.
Jesus.
Yeah, literally, this always reminds me of, I think we did it either like last year or 2 years ago, but when me and Rybo did our fucking 420 blaze session on here, and just like,
oh yeah,
it was pathetic.
That shit was funny.
It was so pathetic. It was like, we're just like watching the fucking followers just dwindle and dwindle and dwindle, and like, as we get higher and higher, we're just like, what? Like, it's like not talking about anything whatsoever, but just blowing it. And you just, every time the follower count just starts dwindling, you're just like feeling that in your head, and you're getting more in your own head, and you're like, just like, fuck, we're blowing it. Yeah. And then my neighbor would literally, like, we were already super stoned just taking bong hits and stuff, and then my neighbor, who Anthony from Exchange, saw us and on the live stream, and like he just fucking came down with a blunt, and he's just like, well, and you can't like not hit the blunt that just gets brought to you for free. So then it was just like game over.
How old were you guys when you first started smoking weed?
I started when I was 13.
Damn.
Yeah, I got high before I ever tried alcohol or anything. Smoked out of a can.
Really? I was like, I think 13 or 14, and yeah, I did it with Rory and Nate at my house. Like, yeah, I didn't really.
It's
get,
crazy 'cause I was just never exposed to it until I smoked when I was like 19 for the first time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago, and I did not look back. I didn't skip a beat after that.
What
I
about you?
think I was
My
what
self
grade is that?
medication.
What grade are you, or like how old are you when you're in like 7th grade? Is that like 13?
Yeah.
It seems like that's a pretty standard age in the U.S. I know Zoe started smoking when she was around that age too, or even younger, I think. But
Especially with kind of like the surf skate culture on the coast and everything.
yeah, I think it's
just
different in
around
California.
everywhere.
Yeah, I started. I remember I hit a like a can bong over at fucking Frisbee's house growing up in like 7th grade, and then like and we thought it was weed, but his brother had fucking given us like a bunch of oregano and like sold it to us as weed, and so it was like all of our first time smoking weed that we thought was weed, and it was oregano. And so we're just like all like walking around the house. It's like, oh man, I'm so high, and fucking like I went into immediate like as soon as I fucking smoked it, I was like, oh fuck, dude, my parents are gonna fucking drug test me. I'm gonna get fucking so busted. And
That's
then,
hilarious.
it wasn't even
I had I had the full on placebo effect one time. Like I went to pick up some weed and some from my friend, and she always made edibles too. She always made cookies and gave them to me. And she gave me some cookies, but that day she had some like cookies that she had just baked, like they were like fresh, and she gave me one on the way out, and I ate it, and then I got home and I called her and I'm like, dude, that new batch is so good. I'm so high. She's like, those are just regular cookies. I'm like, wow, that's fucking awesome. I just think myself stoned. I actually don't even need to smoke it, but I'm still gonna.
Yeah, but like I like to remember I like smoked out of a like apple, and then we went to the movies with like a bunch of friends, and then like afterwards I went to like a Rubio's, and I got 4 to bean and cheese burritos. And just like took them down.
Growing up in England, it was all about the fucking spliffs. Because all we could get back then, it was all hash. Yeah. If you ever got actual weed, it was just it just looked like twigs basically. But it was all about the hash, so it was all spliffs, and that's why I smoke. That's what got me hooked on tobacco. That's why I smoke cigarettes for sure.
Great, never looking back on that either.
What's the weirdest thing you guys ever made to smoke weed out of?
Actually, like on one of my last trips back to England a couple of years ago, my dad, he smoked weed once or twice in his life, maybe, but like I managed to hook up some weed, but I don't really like smoking joints. I like smoking out of the pipe, and we're having a little party at the house. And I found this nice big carrot in the kitchen, and I'm like, this would make a really great pipe. And my dad went in the garage and he drilled it out for me, and then bored it this way, and found like a little screen from a faucet, and like put it in there and made me like a really nice carrot pipe, really nice. Actually.
I remember,
and I got him to smoke a little bit of weed out of it. He took like 1 hit. Swore he didn't feel a thing.
I remember in college, Chodsko got pulled over, or he was literally smoking out of a piece of licorice in his car, like in like the front seat of his car. He was like blazing this fucking like piece of licorice, and then a cop saw him, and fucking he's like, what? He's like, give me the fucking paraphernalia. I know you got something in there. What were you just hitting it out of? And he's just like, this piece of licorice, and they're just like, Jesus Christ, son, you are the biggest piece of shit.
That's epic. Yeah. Actually, one time we couldn't find something. We were surfing and getting baked out in Encinitas. I was probably like 14, and we were looking for random things to make stuff out of, and it was like, I think it was called a kazoo. It was like one of those whistles that had like a little thing in the end, and it would go, woo!
when you'd smoke, someone would pull that and everyone would start laughing.
Justin Campbell just said, Lee and Marbs, how about that kelp bong we smoked in
I was just gonna talk about. I was literally just gonna mention that. When we were at Tedious Loki a few years ago.
Yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing
We're
I've
on the
heard.
beach and this dude, we witnessed the whole thing. This dude just fucking, he's like, stay right here. He like swims out, dives down, comes back with this like, literally, it's like a perfect bong. It's like this big, big bubble at the bottom.
Seaweed?
Chops it off, like, puts a hole in it, and he bought a down stem, stuck it in there, and it lit right, Margs. It was the perfect.
Dude, it was the perfect bong device ever, made out of a huge kelp pod that had water in it already from the ocean. It was probably like 3 to 4 foot,
and it was
it straight milked. It was like a real bong. It was,
and it was something that was like handed down to him through his family, like his like uncles or something. You know, it's like it was passed down through generations.
Super tradition in his family.
I remember
Another cool one too. If you had when we were down in Tamarindo for
Michelle,
what's it called? Yeah, like
Ocaso.
Acaso. You know how the beach down there is littered with these things, these shells.
Oh yeah,
like
little crack pipe.
if you ever down there, just snip the end off. And I swear to God, it's a perfect little pipe. I'll show you. It's like, and because it like spirals down. Oh geez, I just dropped the rest of the weed on the carpet. Yeah, see how it spirals down? You're just like,
no, that's perfect.
Literally. Perfect. All right, pick his weed up real quick.
Nice. Yeah, there's one bonglo that I'll always remember, and it was one of the times that I got caught smoking weed, and I was over at Nate's house in high school, and his mom was always working during the middle of the day, and so we'd always go over to his house to blaze, and we're all sitting in his backyard, and I'm like, got this bong, like it's like a little like 2-foot bong, and I had it like fully milked, and I'm just like right about to fucking hit it, and I just like hear the fucking side door open, or the back door just like open up, and it's Nate's mom, and she's like, "What the fuck you fucking kids doing over here? You fucking," and I'm just like, "Oh fuck," and like I like set the bong down, and I'm just like running, and she's fucking. I just see her just like I turn around real quick, and I just see her just fucking just smash this 2-foot bong that's completely full of smoke, and it just goes flying everywhere, and then. And then I'm like running out the door, and I'm like running out the front door of his house, and she just like is running after me. She's just like, "And don't you think I'm not gonna tell your father?" And I'm just like, "Fuck!" Like that's it. That's like I'm grounded for fucking months because of this. And then literally like
hard work, Mike.
Like 5 minutes later, I just get this fucking phone call from Dad, and he's just like, "Huh? Oh, we got a little problem here, huh? Oh yeah, we got a little problem here, huh?" And it's just like, "Oh no!" Like he's like, "Stay where you are. I'll be there in 5 fucking minutes." And I'm just like,
and then like that's actually like when I like quit like smoking weed until like later on in like high school, because I saw that you got caught like the first week of the summer, and then like I swear that you were just like grounded fucking it out an entire summer.
I was grounded the entire summer in my. It was literally no TV, no computer, no phone, no video games, no friends.
Anything, dude.
Like,
and then I was like, I'm never gonna get that fucking. And then like if we actually
would have been just like my childhood when I wasn't in trouble.
Yeah, but I wasn't even allowed to have friends or fucking. I was only allowed to read. So shocked.
Dude, I remember that. Yeah, and then like I didn't smoke because I got so like scared, because we actually shared a bathroom, Mikey, and then like they put a drug test.
I know.
Like kid like under our and it's like, oh, it's
that
always
stopped me
there.
from blazing for a long time too, because I was just like, fuck, dude. But then I remember the same thing that it was like we were on spring break my freshman year in college, and we were blazing down in. I think we were on like a family vacation to Puerto Vallarta or something, and Dad caught me and Groovy Greg smoking weed on the vacation, and this is like, this is probably like 4 years or so since I was last caught smoking weed, and I'm chill. And he's just like his fucking head almost exploded in that moment. Like
growing a head.
Yeah.
How about the time like Porky set off the alarm in the airplane, like smoking weed and vaping weed in the bathroom, like mid-flight.
Two people in my seat, like a dude, he had like a sweatshirt over me, and like I pretended like that is let's get passed out, and like let's get tossed at the weed pit, and like it was fucking so sketch, so stupid.
You guys ever use these CBD ointments and stuff, the creams?
What do you use?
I didn't like. I have like really bad knees.